Alright guys, in today's video we're talking more about the next generation consoles, the event for the PlayStation 5, when exactly it's supposed to happen, as well as the pricing for these consoles, because each day that goes by where both Sony and Microsoft decide to remain quiet, there's obviously going to be more leaks and more rumors. And so I just want to keep you guys up to date with this stuff by the off chance some of it may end up being true. So the first thing we're going to be talking about has to do with the PlayStation 5 event. And this is once again coming from the individual on Twitter known as Roberto Serrano. And he has been correct in the past when it comes to relaying information specifically about PlayStation 5 related events. It seems clear that he has a source that he talks to and gets some information from, but that's not to say that he has been correct every time in the past. He simply has not, so you have to take this with a pinch of salt as usual, but I thought maybe it was worth relaying this information to you guys because I know that we're all, getting to a point of near frustration when it comes to Sony saying something and revealing the pre-orders, the release date, the price, and this event as well. We know that they have a lot more to show and a lot more to talk about, and we're just patiently waiting. So this is what Roberto Serrano said on his Twitter about 1 hour ago as of the time of this recording. He said a PlayStation event announcement was scheduled for last month for September 4th, 2020, and the new PlayStation event would be coming on September 7th. So it almost sounds to me like Sony is continually pushing things back, if this is to be believed. And it does make sense. We did hear from other sources as well that apparently Sony was, and Microsoft for that matter, they were both planning on doing stuff in August, but for whatever reason, they both just decided to push it to September. And it seems as though Sony may have even pushed it back even further now. It really is starting to seem like these companies are just constantly pushing their stuff back to see who's actually going to go first. And so he says, but the plan changed. September 9th was just a rumor. No event planned for this date. PS5 news coming ASAP. So what's interesting about this is that we don't really get a date from Roberto Serrano here. And I'm going to assume that's because whoever he is communicating with also doesn't know what the date is. And that tells me, if this is all to be believed, of course, that Sony doesn't even know what the date is. It really does seem like Sony kind of plans these things with just in a couple of days before it actually happens of one another, which is kind of crazy to think. I'm sure everything that they want to show and reveal has already been pre-recorded, obviously. They just have it all saved up, and they're just trying to wait for the right moment to release it. They're trying to be very strategic that way. So it seems to me that, well, first of all, it's obvious that September 9th, there's not going to be a PlayStation event. At first, we all kind of believed this is when Sony was going to be doing their event because, that's when we're seeing the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War multiplayer reveal. But it seems like that's just going to be a dedicated thing that they do on their own. And so it seems likely that the PlayStation 5 related event, whatever it may be, may actually come after September 9th. But I think we're all really holding out hope that next month we get, not next month, definitely not next month. I meant next week. Oh God, could you imagine if it was next month? That next week we get some type of announcement, but this is really the only update I can give you guys on this right now, and it's all we have to go on. I know that people are getting absolutely tired of the rumors and the leaks, as am I, but when Sony's being dead silent and this is what we're all eagerly anticipating, we have to kind of take what we can get. So this is what Roberto Serrano is saying. Hopefully he'll be able to update us soon. Essentially what you need to take from this is that Sony was planning to do an event seemingly 2 times now, and they pushed it back 2 times apparently. And he's also letting us know that there's really not going to be anything happening on September 9th when it comes to the PS5. That was always just a rumor, not something that was ever discussed internally by Sony. So there you go. But moving right along from that, speaking about the PlayStation 5's price, It says the release date is only a couple of months away, yet Sony still hasn't divulged a price point, which means pre-orders still haven't gone live, and this is crazy. The PS5 is releasing roughly in 2 months. Back in 2013, 2 months before the release of the PS4, we had known about the price for 3 months already. That said, it looks like Sony is waiting for Microsoft to reveal the price first of the Xbox Series X. The problem is Microsoft looks like it's waiting for Sony to announce the PS5's price. The result is the current standoff and information drought. That said, it looks like the PS5's pricing information may have been revealed for Sony by a new report. The report comes away of a French website, Xboxygen, I guess that's how you say that, who claims the digital-only PS5 will run $500 while the standard PS5 will cost $600. As you may know, $600 has been thrown around for the standard PS5, but most analysts' speculation and rumors have suggested the standard PS5 will cost $500, while the digital only will run at $450 or $400. In other words, it's important to note at this point that there are conflicting reports. For now, take everything with a grain of salt. The aforementioned outlet says this information has been relayed to it by more than one source, but for now, there's no way to validate their claim or vet their sources. So I want to talk about this for a moment just because I want to entertain this notion briefly, because I have been saying for quite some time now that I'm anticipating the physical edition of the PlayStation 5 is going to be $500 and the digital is going to be $450, possibly $400. I want to take a moment to entertain the idea that maybe this is true. As unfortunate as that may sound, maybe this explains why both Sony and Microsoft are absolutely terrified to reveal the price, and one is just simply waiting for the other to go first. Maybe the cost to produce the PlayStation 5 really is that significant to where, for the physical version anyway, they need to make it $600. Now, do I think this is likely? I do not. I really do not think this is likely. I simply do not see Sony, especially Sony, ever making that mistake again, but we do have to start to consider this when we think about just how quiet they've been with the price. Now, what makes this conversation even more interesting is apparently Pringles may have leaked the price of the Xbox Series X. This is actually coming from an individual on Twitter known as Kavi or Kavi. Hopefully I'm saying their name correctly. And they say, looks like Pringles of all brands broke the Xbox Series X price for South Africa. If my math checks out, this puts the Xbox Series X at around, and you know, he's giving his local currency. But what you need to know is that when you, kind of take that over to American dollars, it's pointing to a $600 price tag for the Series X. So we are starting to see this $600 price tag pop up a lot for the Series X specifically, but now we're even starting to see it pop up for the PS5. And it's really making me wonder at this point. You know, normally I would think there's just no way. There's just no way. I mean, for the Series X, it makes a lot more sense. Microsoft doesn't really care too much about console hardware sales, but more importantly, they have the Series S model to rely on. So if they want to price their stuff at $600, so be it. You know, they have a cheaper console that they can sell. When it comes to the PS5, normally I would just completely dismiss I wouldn't even consider it a possibility, you know, for a $600 PS5. But I gotta tell you guys, like, this whole silence, this whole, game that Microsoft and Sony are playing with one another, it is really starting to make me think maybe this really is why neither of them are going first. Maybe this is why they're willing to take it to the edge and frankly make their customers frustrated and angry, because maybe they are going to be selling their consoles at $600. I mean, again, do I think it's likely? No, I don't think it's likely, but I do think at this point in time, it might be a real possibility considering just how quiet it is. Now, maybe that's just the nature of being left in the dark for so long and not hearing anything. You assume the worst. It's hard not to, but I think at the very least, though, we can all agree that something is just really, really weird here. And I know that I sound like a broken record, but unfortunately, you know, this is really all we have to go on right now. and it's up to you to decide whether you believe any of this. I mean, if you want to believe Roberto Serrano and what he's suggesting, if you want to believe this leak coming from a French retailer, apparently they're claiming that multiple sources have told them. If you want to believe that Pringles leaked the price of the Series X, then that's up to you to decide for yourself. I just wanted to relay this information because this is the latest we have to go on. Yes, that's right. We're sitting here in the first week of September, just 2 months away from both of these consoles launching, and we're still going over leaks and rumors because that's just how quiet both of these companies are being. It's getting absolutely insane, and I don't know how much more we can take. So that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. At the very least, I hope you did find it a little bit informative or entertaining. If you did, leave it a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already. Hit the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.